Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Echo here, and for today's video I just want to show you how I did a process of my eye painting series. And this video is more of tutorial and techniques and also some art tips that will help you to make your painting. Disclaimer guys, I am not a professional artist, so whatever I'm going to tell you or I'm going to show you was actually based on my knowledge and based on my experience. So before we start guys, let's talk about the art materials. So I'm using my Berkeley 180 GSM, and also you can use different watercolor papers such as Canson, Fabriano, or Corona. It's up to you. And also guys, I want to create a separate video for using watercolor on sketchbook and sketchpad, because there are some of us who does not have watercolor paper or watercolor pads, so maybe that video would actually help. For the watercolor, I'm going to use my Mont Marte watercolor, and I bought this from Lazada, and the containers I bought it from Shopee. So for my first art tip guys, you don't actually need the entire set of brushes or a lot of brushes. You only need a few that you can actually use for watercolor paintings. Here are the brushes that I'm using. I have here the bigger brush, the medium sized brush, the smaller brush for details. You can have this pointy brush, so you can use it. I only use 4 brushes, so these are the brushes that I'm using for watercolor paintings. So for art tip number 2 guys, when it comes to painting, you can actually use references, or not just on painting, let's say drawing, colored pencil. You can actually use references, and that's okay. You need some guide, you need some things to follow, so references are very important. But in this video guys, I didn't follow the reference because I'm using my phone's camera to record the entire process, so I cannot actually see the reference on Pinterest. Just let my mind choose the color that I'm going to use. For the color guys, I mixed lemon yellow and vermilion to create a warmer tone or color orange. Carefully apply the color tone orange everywhere and avoid the parts where there is highlight. Art tip number 3, make sure that the previous layer was dry before proceeding to the next layer. Now I added more vermilion to make the tone warmer and add to the parts where you think the area is more darker. So for the next layer guys, I'm going to use this burnt sienna. This is one of my favorite colors from Mont Marte, and we're going to apply this to the parts where we think it's more of the shadow and the dark parts. If you want to ask who is my inspiration when it comes to watercolor, my inspiration was actually Arlie Bean. These are international artists, so we have Arlie Bean, Kellogg's Lips, the one and only, Brushes and Bunnies, and Sarah Tefez. And there are actually a lot of them. I just kind of forget their names. So yeah, if ever I just somehow get the chance to watch your videos on YouTube, I watched it, I enjoyed it, because it's very helpful. Actually, it's very helpful. Most of their videos are helpful. So we're just going to add more. So once you're done with that guys, if you find your watercolor painting dull, just add a little bit more of yellow or orange tones so it would look more vibrant. That's one technique that I do, because it makes your artwork look alive, look more alive. I'm going to use Prussian blue. This is Prussian blue. And I will add some of this green. I think it's lime green, I don't know, just to make that color tone. See that? And I will be adding it on the middle part, of course, in the eye. So it's okay guys, just be careful. Just simply adding it in. So once you've added that, just wait for it to dry, because it's very dangerous if you're going to paint and while the other parts are all wet. Since it's already dried up, we will be focusing more on details, so we will be adding more of the shadows and adding more pigments to make the eye painting look more realistic. So I'll be just adding this red burnt sienna color here, and just like simply adding some parts as well here, and adding more here at the eyebrows. For the skin tone, guys, just continue that process by adding a lot of layers, by continuing your layers so you can achieve the color that you wanted to have. So once it's already set up, let's go proceed to the next part. Art tip number 4 or 5, I don't know. And just enjoy the process, guys. You know, every time you're creating a masterpiece or creating an artwork, always enjoy the process. Always enjoy what you're doing. Because that part will make your artwork look better. If you are enjoying the thing you love, it will actually make your artwork look better. So by the way, guys, I'm using burnt umber for dark parts. So yeah, so just go continue this, continue to add some of those tones to such parts that you want it to look dark. Most of us artists, this is one of our happiness, right? This is one of our happiness. So once we're done, I'm going to proceed to this part here and add a little bit more dark tones. So we're gonna go add some Prussian blue. So you all know, guys, I don't have a reference, so I don't know the accuracy of this eye painting. This was actually based on my mind, or whatever my mind visualizes. So yeah, I hope you understand. When it comes to dark part, guys, don't use black. Use purple, blue, or cold tones to make a dark color. So as for this part, I used burnt sienna and added purple. It looks like this. It's way more darker, but it's not black. I mean, I used black for the last part of the painting. I mean, that's the final touch, the black color. Because if based on my experience, black is a very dangerous color. So if you're a beginner, don't use black. If you want a dark part, as much as possible, use cold tones like blue, green, and violet. But don't use black, because it has a possibility that it can destroy your work if you don't know how to manage or to balance or to control it. Okay, so this is just a guide to you guys. So when it comes to painting, guys, comes to my painting, as you all know, there are some parts that has blue tones or colder tones. Yes, that's what we're going to do now. Once you're done with that part, you're going to add some blue tones. So we just go down there, maybe here, because I believe that the color, skin tone color, is not always warm. Okay, so I don't know, and just gives you that contrast. Amazing contrast to your work. So we're just gonna go blend it properly, add that tone there, and simply smudge it. Once you are done with some parts, let's proceed with the shadow of the eyeball or the part here. We're going to use blue. So blue is for shadow. Yes, that's a good idea. That's okay. I use blue or green for shadows of the eye. I do not use black or gray, because it will make your artwork look more real. For me, it will make your artwork look more fresh and look more real. as you can see here, I am just continuously adding some dark colors and dark parts. And eyebrows. Now let's proceed to the eye part here, and we will be adding more dark color. Now I'm gonna get some black and mix it to the blue tones here, just to add that intense color to the middle part of the eye. Just be careful. So layering is very important when it comes to watercolor, and actually not just on watercolor but the entire artwork. Layering is also important on color pencils. It's also important on acrylics, and also gouache, even in oil pastels, everything. Layering is important to every aspect of drawing. So I'm going to mix it here, and I mixed the blue part to the skin tone shade and add a little bit here just to make it look real. So once you're done, guys, the final touch is using a white pen. So I'm using this Touch 10 white pen that I ordered from Shopee, and let's just add this to the part that needs highlights. And this is one of the techniques or the way or process that makes my artwork look more real. So let's try it out. You see, it looks more alive compared to before. So let's just add here and here, there, some here just to make it more teary. Here as well, of course, that's very important. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video helps you and gives you knowledge when it comes to watercolor paintings. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell para lagi kayo updated sa mga art videos ko. See you on my next tutorial video, guys. Bye!